All right. Welcome to Both Mics. A little bit different intro, a little bit different look for us today, trying something new.
Actually, hey, folks.
It was a total catastrophe, but we overcame it. I think we look better. I think we look better for the worse. So welcome to Both Mics.
Both Mics, a show about nothing and everything. That is Mike Sofka.
And that is Mike Taylor over there. And together we are Both Mics.
Both Mics. Welcome to show number 52 of Both Mics, heard everywhere podcasts can be heard, especially on twitch.tv/Both Mics. Usually on Friday. We're doing a little early today because I will be in the air, and Delta Airlines frowns upon podcasting while in flight.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. I like the fact that we've actually had that conversation with them already, You know what we should have done? We should have just done it. What's it? Ask for
forgiveness than permission.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I need a T-shirt that says that. Yeah. So
tell everybody where you're at. I mean, don't tell them exactly.
Tulsa.
Yeah, don't tell them.
I am in room 429 at the Marriott Courtyard, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm out here for training and got a new position, and they are teaching me new things and giving me headaches every day, filling my brain with knowledge. It's not bad. It's good. I'm by myself. Miss my boys. So it's interesting. It's the first time in 11 years that I've actually slept alone.
Wow.
For the most part, yeah. So
I hope you got those dates right, because your wife might be upset.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to say she doesn't listen, but she does. I think she's on episode 10.
Oh, good. She'll quit soon. That's horrible stuff.
She'll be listening to this like next 4th of July, and yeah, it won't matter. Love you, babe.
I'll just edit that part out. Just let me know what time.
And that post. Cool.
Hey, being here in Tulsa, have you seen anything cool? Have you done anything cool? Have you seen something you've only seen in Tulsa, or is it just like every place else?
It's a little like Texas, but it's got like some plateaus in the horizon, not mountains. Just like it goes up and then it goes across and it comes back down, like a plateau, which I thought was kind of strange. So it's not like Texas in that regard, and it's not like Florida where it's just flat and all you see is trees. But I see you have the picture up there. Now I'm guessing that's downtown Tulsa. Yes. I have yet to see. The tallest building I've seen is 8 stories. So I don't know where this picture is taken.
That's what the Google machine gave me, so that's what I went with.
The Google interwebs?
Yes.
And there's water. I haven't seen any water yet either. So
wow.
I'm guessing that's a lake or a river, the Okefenokee River.
I guess. You seen any cowboys or cattle?
No cowboys, no cattle. No.
Okay. Interesting.
Just, yeah.
Corn?
I've done breakfast here at the hotel, and then, of course, 8-9 hours of work. And then afterwards was there's plenty of restaurants around. There's Longhorn, Outback, BJ's Brewhouse.
So it is. It's just like every place else.
Yeah, exactly. And the roads just suck more.
Nice.
They're like
people on tractors.
No tractors, but the roads do need a little maintenance. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so before I get the email, and I know already I'm going to get it at Mike_Sofka@bothmics.com. You said you're in Tulsa for training, yet it looks like you're wearing a Communist China military shirt. Can you explain, please?
Yes. Let's see. I'm a fan of Hard Rock, as my wife is. Hard Rock Cafe. First time I ever was to Hard Rock was on 57th Street in Manhattan in 11th grade. There was some kind of function, high school function at the New York Coliseum, which is in Columbus Circle, the southwest corner of Central Park. And instead of going to the conference, we went over to the Hard Rock Cafe, which is about 4 or 5 blocks away. And one of my wife's and my first dates is when we visited New York. We went to Hard Rock. So we've been Hard Rock fans ever since. We have shot glasses from every Hard Rock cafe around the world we've been to. And this is a Hard Rock hotel shirt for Hollywood Hard Rock. Yeah, Hollywood.
Okay.
So these work shirts, a previous employer that I was allowed to wear jeans at,
Wow.
I actually wore these button-down shirts. It's a button-down shirt. They want a collared shirt. Well, guess what? You get every Hard Rock Cafe hotel Hard Rock shirt that I can find.
Good.
I actually have a Tulsa one.
Yeah.
I wore that the other night to the Tulsa Hard Rock when I visited there.
Did they give you anything free for showing up in their gear?
Yeah, no, they didn't even notice.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I have a Hollywood, California one. I have a Hollywood, Florida one. I have a one from London. My mom and sister got me. I'm sure I have others, but we kind of collect Hard Rock stuff, and no matter where we are, St. Martin, Nassau, Bahamas, we visit the Hard Rock Hotel and usually get our credit card number stolen, and nefarious charges are put on it.
Really?
And we come back. Yeah.
Every trip?
It happened in St. Martin. I'm pretty sure it was the Hard Rock in St. Martin where somebody compromised my wife's credit cards. No biggie. It's just a matter of making a phone call and it's all taken care of.
Wow, I didn't get it. I would be beside myself. I get it. It's all taken care of and everything. But what's funny is that I've been on a cruise like that, or I've been even just this shorter trip. I'm in Orlando right now, for those of you who don't know, and to Jacksonville is maybe a little about 2 hours north. And I've been in Jacksonville on a weekend getaway type thing, doing something, and my credit card won't work. And then I'll have to call the bank, and they're like, well, we noticed it's 2 hours away from where you normally do stuff. And I'm like,
yep.
Yeah, you're like really effing up my day here. I thought this card,
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah. I've had credit unions or banks I've belonged to where if you leave the state, they want to know. So I feel you. But 2 hours away in Jacksonville.
So next time I made that similar trip, I called them ahead of time and I was like, look, make a note somewhere. I don't want an embarrassing situation where I'm trying to pay for something and people are telling me your card's no good, sir. And I'm like, really? Yeah. You don't know who you're with. You don't know what that situation is,
Yeah. No, I could see out of the country, that makes all the sense in the world. But even, being from Texas and coming to Florida and you're trying to get cotton candy at frickin' Main Street USA at Disney World and they're frickin' declining your card. That's ridiculous. Well, out of the country, yes. Out of the state, no.
Well, I got a story about Tulsa. It's pretty funny. There's a guy who's the lead singer of a rock band. Now, I'm not going to give out which rock band guy it is because, truthfully, I don't know. But he's a real popular rock guy. You know how those guys are. They tend to be divas. They think they're cool. Well, this one guy was known for giving out backstage passes to women at each venue. So if they played in Detroit, if they played in St. Louis, if they played in Orange County, California, Long Island, New York, all the women he gave a backstage pass to, they all had a pass that said Tulsa on it. And the roadies took some time to get over that, and they were like, I don't understand. Just let him do his thing. That's what he does. So if you see a Tulsa backstage pass and we're in Chicago, let that girl come on back. He gave it to her because that's the only people who have those Tulsa passes. So one of the roadies comes up after a couple shows and he goes, hey, I got some more of those Tulsa passes and those girls were pretty good looking. So I let them backstage and, everything was all good. It's just, I don't understand why he's not bad at geography, is he? And the other roadie says, no, he's dyslexic.
He's dyslexic.
A slut. Tulsa, a slut. There you go.
I get it. All right.
There you go. There's the Tulsa joke for today. I'll be taking Tulsa down here. Sorry you had to deal with that little joke there.
It's a long way to go, Bo.
I know.
A long way to go.
I know.
It's okay. It's kind of cool.
I could have had the studio audience with the booze or something, but you wouldn't have heard it. We would have got stepped
exactly.
over. Yeah, so, we need to work on that. I need to get my crap together here. Let's see, what the hell was I going to talk to you about first? I drew up a bunch of stuff to talk about, and I haven't talked about any of them. We're 10 minutes into the show. Fucking
Don't
awesome.
Sweat.
Great.
Do what we do best. Bullshit.
So the people that are in New York,
Looks
New
like they're having a
Jersey,
bad day.
they're having trouble with flooding and stuff. There's a picture. I'm sure that's some of the worst of it, but even in the back of that picture, you can see a tractor trailer, and it's up to the headlights on the tractor trailer. So this is a picture in New Jersey somewhere with flooding from the Hurricane Ida which has broken apart, but it's canceled festivals, it's canceled a lot of stuff. People are without power all over. And I just got one thing to say to folks in New Jersey. I'm from there, I get it. New Jersey, New York, your whole system's shut down right now. I mean, the subways aren't running, all that crap. Nope. Everything's shut down. Subways are flooded. If you think this is bad, how do you think those people in New Orleans felt 2 days ago before this shit got a lot weaker with just rainwater and storm surge? I mean, you don't have the 100-mile-an-hour winds and shit.
Right.
So exactly. Take that into consideration. Don't come crying to the rest of the country how you got it bad because you got a little excess water. I get it. It sucks, and I get it. I don't want that for anybody. But people in New Orleans and the people in Florida know way too well that 1 second your home could be there, and the next second it could be fucking gone. It could be splinters and toothpicks.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the subways got flooded. The town I grew up in got flooded a little bit. There's a small little stream / creek, not even a river, but it collects a lot of the water from the area, and they opened the spillway up, and they let some flooding happen, and downstream it was even worse. So,
well, all the train systems, I would have thought if the roads are flooded, that the subways would physically flood. Now, maybe that's happened in some areas because the cars are stopped in some areas, and people who are at stops that aren't flooded, they're just sitting there. And some have been sitting there like 14 hours, and this is the way they go back and forth. And I guess the roads are untravelable, so they're kind of stuck in the subway, at the subway station somewhere in Jersey or New York, and here you go.
They can't get to their destination, so they're stuck at a particular subway station. The subways they'll lead out into Jersey, they lead to Long Island. Some of the places they're elevated. Like I know a lot of them in the Bronx are elevated, so I guess they don't have an issue. But you can only go so far until you get into.
Well, this alarms me. This alarms me a little bit because I'm reading on in this article on CNN.com, so it must be true. Reading here that there was a large floodwaters on the tracks east of Newark International Airport, New Jersey, and I got family that's like 15-20 minutes from there. So I wonder if they're having any flood problems or anything. Shit.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it this morning, and I went ahead and pulled up on the Google internet.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get anything in there of all those roads that are closed.
Crazy.
All those red roads. More.
Jesus.
There's the top of Manhattan. Everything's closed up. Or going 2 miles an hour at least. So.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think. People from up north are a little sharper. They get through snow and blizzards and things like this, and they adjust. So it'll be a couple days of inconvenience for them, and then things will be back to normal.
They'll be back to bitching at each other on the subway, pushing and shoving.
Right. Yeah, pushing people in front of trains, all that shit. So they'll get over it soon. The folks in Mississippi and Louisiana have a lot worse, and they'll have it a lot worse.
I'm just telling you, and I don't mean to be a dick about it, but I'm just telling you, you're not going to get any pity from that people down here, dude. You're not going to get it.
Exactly.
Well, sometimes, and their show may come up one time here soon. It may or may not. I don't know. We'll see. But we might not be able to do the alien update, but it is here right now.
Oh.
Looking alien!
It's awful small.
Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous to Earth people.
It's a pretty good robot. He's a little bit of an alien, too. But I think he's an alien robot, right? Like, not all robots are domestic.
I computed the aliens. Capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You're an alien, man!
Easy.
All right, it's time for the alien update. In case you're new to the show, or you forgot, or you fell off a cliff, or you're stoned like most of the people that watch us here, stoned and drunk, or drunk and stoned, drunk and high, whatever you're doing. Right. It's about people that are way too smart, doing too much to advance our civilization, making too much money with technology that blows our minds. We're talking about Bezos, owner of Amazon and trying to go to space. We're talking about the kid on the other side of the fence of him, Musk, who they like to throw rocks at each other and pick on each other. It's freaking great. Zuckerberg keeping the social medias in check.
Yep.
Who am I missing? Branson, who just recently went up to space.
George Washington.
Bill
Ben
Gates.
Franklin.
Yeah, all those people are aliens. So when we do the alien update, we're giving you updates about these aliens. And the first one I want to talk about here is Musk. This is what Musk tweeted. Okay? He tweeted
That whole thing?
Yeah, that's the whole thing right there. So if you go ahead, can you read it?
Yeah. The commission issued an order on July 2020 involving Amazon that it had not provided sufficient information on how its proposed systems would protect others from the interference or meet the commission's rules for orbital debris. Okay. But while Amazon has filed nothing with the commission to address the conditions on its own license of nearly 400 days, it took only 4 days for an object to SpaceX next generation. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm done.
So basically, while Amazon waited 15 months to explain how its system worked, because they're competing with this SpaceX, they're trying to outdo each other. He's saying it's lodged objections to SpaceX on an average every 16 days this year. So he's saying they can't get their own shit together. They're so worried about throwing rocks back at Musk because, again, Bezos is like that little kid who keeps getting picked on. I know Musk is being a bully, but it's funny. It's not like he's picking on him just to pick on him. He has legitimate, Amazon is not saying what they need to about their system, and yet Musk is saying, hey, you keep complaining to the government about our stuff. So to kind of read it a little better, that's the dumbed down layman's version. This is according to foxnews.com.
So you know it's true.
Yes, exactly. You know it's true. Filing legal actions against SpaceX is actually his full-time job. That's what Elon Musk again posted.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
It's friggin' crazy, dude. It's like all he wants to do is... Yeah. I just don't get it.
He's retired. What else has he got to do?
Live in the villages and bitch about drink prices?
Right. He drive his golf cart around with his scrunchie on his antenna.
Last week, Amazon subsidiary Kuiper Systems LLC, which is developing its own satellite system, but none are yet in space, filed a complaint with the FCC days after SpaceX issued an amendment to the Gen 2 Starlight system, which has set another launch 30,000 satellites into orbit beyond the more than 1,700 the company is already in operation. So Bezos has figured out he's lost. There's no way he's going to compete with this at this point. So he's throwing Hail Marys through the court system here. This is crazy, dude.
Unreal. Unreal.
And to think, both of these guys got money from the government to do this. One guy succeeded. The other guy's crying foul. And yet they both aren't going to give back the money. And that's, where that money comes from? It comes from me and you.
Yep. Unreal. Oh, we both.
We're in the wrong business.
Right.
I got to figure out a way to get some sort of government grant for like $2.9 billion like these guys get all the time.
Right.
Then I just hire somebody to figure it out.
Exactly. That's what they do.
I don't have to build it. I'm probably, you look at a guy like Musk, you look at a guy like Bezos, obviously they're intelligent because you don't get to that point without this alien-like intelligence, this off-the-charts friggin' intelligence here.
Right.
Yet it gets down to the third grade stuff. He's looking at me funny. He threw a rock at me. Right. It's the same shit.
Yeah. But I don't know. You're kind of like that. When I describe you to people, I describe you as a person who can sell ice to Eskimos, and that's what these guys are. They can sell ice to Eskimos. You never heard that before?
Yes, I have. Okay. Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment.
And like I was talking to some of my coworkers this morning about you, and we were talking about what we're doing here. And I said, yeah, he was the best man at my wedding. He's the type of guy that could sell ice to Eskimos.
Nice.
So take that as a compliment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, now do something with it.
Yeah, right? Well, this is a cool picture right here. That's the best I could get that picture. That is
A condom?
the SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule with the top popped open with a dome cone at the top so the astronauts can stick their heads up there and look at the view all the way around 360.
Hello?
It's like that thing at SeaWorld. Did you ever see that? Where you can go in that tunnel area and you go up the little ladder and you're in the ocean all of a sudden? I think that would be pretty cool right there.
Yep. That's cool. Is there actually somebody, it looks like somebody's actually popping their head out.
Yeah, my question is, where's the guy that's shooting this photo?
Right?
Yeah, so he tells you it's all fake. Come on. That's an artist rendering.
Yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not real news. This is fake.
This is not to scale.
Yeah, speaking of scale, so you've had to stop with the model thing, huh? The 1/8 scale.
Yeah, I've been busy. Well, remember I told you the windshield was cracked.
Can you fit a little more food in your mouth, please?
I could. I have more room on this side of my mouth right now. Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner, dude. It's early. Remember, it's an hour earlier, and I got out of work at 5. I got here at 6.
Wow.
I'm going to Outback.
Nice.
I'm going to go get a fucking blooming onion, dude, and eat the whole thing.
Nice.
And shit up the fucking hotel.
Nice. Just shit in somebody else's room. Go by where the cart's outside and they're cleaning the room.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go downstairs in the lobby and shit. I don't want the smell in my room. Fuck that. God, what were we talking about, bro?
I don't know. You're hungry. You're fucking hungry.
Before that.
I was talking about the capsule top that was open and...
blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. Rewind the fucking tape. Get the intern to handle it.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's all right.
Ideas.
It's all right. Can you imagine, though, dude, sticking your head out the top of that thing with the top off? It's basically like a shape of a rocket, but it's the capsule. And the top is kind of just popped off the top. The very tip is...
Yeah.
It's all phallic again. It's like getting what do they call that when you snip the moil comes and does it if you're Jewish. The foreskin.
Oh, it's not the brisk. There we go.
The brisk, but it's also called in non-Jewish terms, I guess. The circumcision.
Yeah.
So it looks like the circumcision, and the little piece is hanging off the top, but underneath is a little bubble, and that bubble, the astronaut can look without his equipment on and can look and take pictures at like a 360-degree view of the space or the area in space around him. That's freaking crazy.
Well, whatever it's made of has to be pretty thick, so it can't be. It has to be like warped to some degree. It can't be a true view. You know, it has to be like a 4-inch piece of plastic.
I mean, you see that. You know that if the picture was uprighted, you would see that it's like. You ever see one of those old German beer steins with the top on it?
Yeah.
And you click the top to it's like that. It's gonna pop open, but it's not gonna be totally detached.
Yeah, my dad. When my dad was in the army with Elvis back in the day.
Nice.
Excuse me. He was in Germany, and he actually brought some back from Germany.
Brought Elvis back from Germany?
He did bring Elvis back to Germany,
Nice.
and they worked together at 7-Eleven when he passed away.
He didn't pass away. He's still alive. It's all fake. Go back to Mike is number one.
Yeah, no, he brought Steins back from Germany.
Nice.
So, history there.
Nice. Yeah, I have friends that live in Germany, and right now they come to the States twice a year for about a month at a time.
Wow.
And they're not super rich or whatever. That's just the way it is. They still get paid. There's like national vacation laws. It's almost socialistic there to some extent. But with the limited travel and the lockdowns and stuff, they're really having a hard time. So they haven't been here in like a year and a half. So they're usually here several times and, visiting our family and going around and doing stuff. But they're nice people, and it's interesting to talk to people from other countries that will tell you the truth and not just give you some bullshit if you happen to strike up a conversation in a bar,
Right. Yeah. They're tilted views.
So I'm always sure to ask them about the Holocaust. They're like, what Holocaust? There was no Holocaust. No, I'm just kidding. I know that's a bad joke. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I walked in the room the other day and I heard him, Sieg Heil! No, again, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
They wear a lot of green.
not funny. Something about a red armband. I don't know.
Right.
They were handing out gold stars to people. I guess those are the people who are doing great stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of that, it was been watching National Geographic a lot this week because of the they have the 9/11 documentary.
Yeah.
I watched that, and like in between some of the episodes, they had a documentary on the 80s and 90s, and of course the 80s one ended with Germany and the Berlin Wall, and the 90s one started with the Berlin and the Berlin Wall. So was watching a lot of that over the past couple evenings after I stuffed my face at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Well, I think we have time. I just got the text from Mikestradamus. I think we have time for one more quick thing I wanted to talk about.
All right.
This is Universal Studios Beijing, China. And supposedly there's a big deal about the prices of this place, and I'm going to come back to that after Mikestradamus comes here, but it's kind of funny to me that Richard Branson, and I have to round out this story first, because Richard Branson, being one of the aliens that we do the alien update with, this is according to the New York Post, so it must be true. They're saying that they violated some sort of FAA regulations. You know how they went up into space for like 10 seconds and they experienced that no gravity? Well, on their way back, they altered their flight plan somehow. I thought this whole thing was done automatically by computer and nobody had to do anything. How did that happen?
They altered their flight plan? Like they wanted to like stop by In-N-Out Burger or something?
A representative for Virgin Galactic confirmed that the spacecraft dropped below the altitude of the airspace that was secured by the FAA for the flight for 1 minute and 41 seconds before it re-entered the allotted airspace. So they violated airspace. This sounds like somebody like Musk or somebody with some money is putting it. Hey, go get this guy. He's getting too close to me. Bezos is way over there. He's never going to catch me. But this guy is actually flying in a rocket, and he's a lot closer. I know Bezos flew in a rocket, but this guy looks like he knows how to get shit done. Yeah.
I don't know about that. It's just probably they were just happy to be up there, and the guy made a left instead of a right, and excuse me. He they fucked up. You know, they went left instead of right. They zigged instead of zagged, and ended up in the wrong space. So what happened? Anything happened? Did he have to?
I was wrong. The Bezos thing was with the Bezos thing was all electronic. This thing is that winged apparatus that allows them to go space. It looks like a cross between an airplane and something with wings that go up and down, but spread out on the back. And they did have a pilot, and the pilot noticed the yellow light came on, and by the time he was correcting it, the red light came on, whatever all that means. And he said, "I'll tell you, you don't want to know what it means, but it scared the crap out of me when we were in space." Can you imagine? You're the guy in charge of this whole thing, and all of a sudden red lights are going off. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
right. Yeah. Left turn, right turn, up, down.
All right, well, I just got the text from our boy Mikestradamus. He's here. Let me cue up his music, because I know he gets sideways if I don't have his music going here. I got a new design here that I'm working with here, so let's see. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that, huh? You like the way I move that. All right, good.
Anybody's watching on twitch.tv/both mics, that particular emblem right there, you can just click on it with your camera and get all the information.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna fire up his music here. Greetings, young Michael. How are you?
Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Well, certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a special guest from the East. A famous safari guide, the all-knowing, all-seeing, omniscient, and former electronics salesman from this crazy Eddie on the corner of 4th and Lexington. I give you Mikestradamus.
Thank you. I'd like to play the studio applause, but Mike won't hear it and he'll step all over it. All right.
Right. Yeah. So, welcome, Mikestradamus. We've been waiting to hear your infinite wisdom. Right here, I have your envelopes. They have been hermetically sealed and stored in a mayonnaise jar at the Gilcrease Museum here in Tulsa, Oklahoma since noon today. No one knows the contents of these envelopes but you, in your borderline and divine wisdom, without ever seeing these contents, you and you alone know the answers to these questions.
Yes.
Your Excellency, I give you your first envelope.
All right, this is a way farther stretch because you're in Tulsa now. Oh, all right, I got it.
All right, cool.
Good. The answer, I'm going to give the answer to the question that's in this envelope. Without opening the envelope, I'm going to give the answer. Are you ready for question one is?
Correct. Question one.
Broke even.
Broke even.
Open the envelope here. How did Mike do at the casino last night?
Yeah, broke even.
Nice. May your casino chips all taste like Cool Ranch.
All right, sir. I have your second envelope right here.
Ah, the second envelope. All right, I got it. Well, I don't got this answer. I'll tell you that. Let me clear that. When I said I got it, and then I'm going to give you this answer, I don't got it. Okay. The answer is gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea. The answer is gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea, always the answer. Okay. Describe what the lift smelled like that Mike used last night.
Describe the lips?
The lift car.
The lift. Oh, yes,
Yes.
the Uber lift car. Yeah.
You know, I need to really get on this audience participation thing here. This is dragging. Ooh. Oh, hey, I do have a blessing for you, though. When being the car smelled like gonorrhea, may you eat moldy bread instead of getting the actual penicillin shot.
Yes, that would have come in handy.
Yes. Do you have the final question?
Look, I have it right here.
Nice.
Your final question.
Nice. Thank you. That's a long reach over there.
It sure is.
Number 3, the answer is Ida knows. Ida, like the storm, knows.
Ida knows.
Oh, this one's tucked away in there. What does an Italian guy say when you ask him about the hurricane?
I don't know.
Nice. You know, that one wasn't funny at all.
That's funny. I don't know.
May your family open a bodega in Brooklyn. How about that?
Yes, Canarsie. All right. Your Excellency. With that, I bid fond farewell.
Yeah, well, tell John Morgan I'll call him back. How about that? Jesus. Every time that guy comes in here, he shows up in a limo. Then he leaves in a car on a carpet. The limo driver's still there. Today on the way out, he's throwing gold beads at the intern, Karen, telling her to take off her top.
Did he tip the freaking limo driver this time?
I don't know. The limo driver's still out there. So what's going to happen is after the show, I'm going to jump in the limo and see where I can go.
Yeah, come on over. We'll go to the casino.
All right. I showed you before. I teased a little picture of Universal Beijing. You say, Mike, I didn't know Beijing had a Universal. This is a new thing.
Yeah, I knew they had a Disney park there. I didn't know they had a Universal park. Interesting.
Now, this is according to SCMP, South China Morning Post. So this has got to be government official. Everything there has to be. This is what they're saying. They're saying that Universal Studios theme park in Beijing, China, set to rival Shanghai Disneyland, under fire for expensive tickets. The new theme park and resort has been almost 2 decades in the planning. Announced the park will open September 20th with tickets for up to 748 yuan, which I guess is maybe that's yen, for $115.
Okay. Which does it say what Disney charges? I'm guessing lower.
Let's see, yada 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 yada. It doesn't tell me that, but I'm guessing it's lower based on the attitude in this.
The uproar.
I'm surprised that I'm reading something called South China Morning Post. It must be out of the country because I thought all news media and stuff was government approved or government owned or government sanctioned. So I'd be surprised that there was a less than flattering story out about a theme park, which the government probably owns as well.
Right. Yeah, let's see. China Disney cost. Let's see if it gives me a quick rundown of what it is.
While you're doing that, I'm going to move this thing over here.
Oh. It just tells me what it costs to build it.
Why, you want to build one real quick? That car ain't enough? Yeah. That DeLorean isn't hard enough, huh?
Right. Yeah, Disney entrance cost. And if I could spell entrance correctly, it'd be good. 370 Chinese yen. Isn't that the same what you just said?
I think so.
For Universal?
I think so. Let me try to pull it back up here. 700 yen was $108. That's what they announced, but now they're saying it's $748, $115.
Yeah, 370 for an adult, and 280 yen, 20% cheaper for children and elderly. Elderly people, yeah, not
define
not
elderly.
Citizens. Yeah, elderly.
Who's old?
Right.
I mean, think about it. Once we're born, we're all closer to dying than we've ever been.
Right. If you're not ripening, you're rotting.
That's correct. That is correct.
Yeah. So it's looks like 33% higher. Maybe they're doing that to keep the crowds down. You know, maybe there's such a clamor for this new Universal. They probably have that Nintendo World in there, and there's probably all kind of buzz and clamor about it. And they're looking to keep the attendance in check. And how do you keep attendance in check? Is by keeping your prices higher.
I have it on good authority. I texted my friend who's in Beijing, and he'd been to Shanghai. He'd been there, and he told me that it's too high. It's too high. It's too high. And I said, well, calm down a second. Tell me what too high. And he kept, telling me, this and that, and Chinese. What it comes down to is these folks that are going to Disney usually order the number 1 with extra egg rolls and hot and sour soup. Meanwhile, the preferred customer who has a little more money orders the number 10, which comes with the poo-poo platter as well. So it's 2 different classes of people in China. It's either the affluent or the slaves. It's kind of like the South American countries. You remember that from being at the RFC. The only people that came from those countries were super rich.
Now, here's the thing. Is there a guy there at the Universal in Beijing that will be standing in the corner going, "You go home. You here 4 hours. You here 4 hours. You go home."
Remember, that's...
Would that guy be there?
Mike_Taylor at bothmikes.com, and I'm Mike_Sofka at bothmikes.com.
You here 4 hours. You go on diet.
You fucking racist. You go home now. You fucking racist. All right, let's kill that. Speaking of being racist and cancel culture, that's the Brer Rabbit at Disney World. There's this little park there where, or maybe it's Disneyland. Let me make sure I get it.
No, they have this at Disney World too, but
not anymore. They had to take it down. It's racist.
The Brer Rabbit?
Yes, the Brer Rabbit is racist. It's taken down. It's removed.
Wow. Yeah, I noticed on Facebook Marketplace, where all the legitimate people do their business.
Yeah.
You can actually buy Song of the South on CD. Yeah. And, but that, and at the San Antonio Rodeo, they had Song of the South on CD or DVD. It's not official. Disney had never released it on VHS or DVD or anything.
See, here's what I don't understand. Guys like Disney were obviously left side leaning, if you wanted to get political about it. Yet it's the left side that leads these attacks against cancel culture of their own kind. It's almost like cannibalism. It's almost like, they say Disney was indeed a racist.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah.
Back then, it was the culture. It was how it was. People didn't know any better.
That reminds me, the other night I caught an old Family Guy episode, and I'm watching, and the Griffins are going out to eat, and they go to this 50s diner, and the mother Lois goes, "Look, kids, we're going to a 50s diner. These places were all the rage in the 80s and 90s." And it goes on to say they're sitting down and they're looking around the restaurant, and the dad, Peter Griffin, is pointing out to the kids, "Oh, look, they have hamburgers and hamburgers and Cokes on the menu. You kids don't know what I'm talking about." And they kept going on and on and on and downplaying this whole thing. And they go, "Look how realistic this is. Look at the decor. Look at the way they treat their customers." And some black people came in and they started shooting them with fire hoses and shit. It was...
Yeah,
I know, fucking racist. It's Mike_softguy at Mikes.com. All right, cancel culture at Disney, the Brer Rabbit. Is that a yay or nay? You believe it's racist? You don't believe it's racist? Do you care?
You know what? I never saw the movie, even though I have it at home. I've never seen it.
You dare not watch it now. You'll be on some report somewhere electronically. They're going to know you played that DVD.
Yeah. It's whatever. The ride is cool. Splash Mountain's a pretty cool ride. 11-minute long ride at Disney World. You only have to wait an hour and a half on a slow day to ride it. So, they're from what I understand, they're repurposing or reinventing that particular ride into something else now because of its racist. So,
well, speaking of China and Chinese and cancel culture and all this stuff, China is banning, quote, "sissy men," unquote, from TV to encourage more masculinity in young men.
Okay.
They're saying, and I you know what, I kind of get it. I mean, but here's the thing. I think back to the late 90s and the early 2000s. Do you remember the term metrosexual became a thing?
Yes.
Queer eye for the straight guy, all that stuff, okay? Because I've been thinking about this, and I'm just wondering, is it kind of like we always say? They can't just come totally out with it. They got to stick the toe in the water and test the temperature, then graduate into the pool. You just got to put the tip in it. You can't walk up to her and jam the whole thing in. You just got to put the tip in. That's what they're doing. And trying to recognize they're about to get fucked and the tip is in, so they're kicking out the sissy men.
Okay.
Hey, if you're a sissy man, God bless you. That's not me. And I don't want to live in China where they're outlawing sissy men.
Now, well, here's the thing, to be even more realistic and throwing it out there, to Americans, all Chinese men are sissy men. Right? Everything.
You'll make fun of my wiener.
Yeah, whatever, so whatever.
All right, another racist thing. You know why their eyes are kind of like compressed a little bit? Because they can't see very far. I know, it's fucking racist.
Yeah, I thought it was a constipation thing.
Speaking of that, this is a perfect segue for that Chinese joke I have about, and it's not a joke, it's happened in real life. Do you remember the hot and sour soup thing? I told you about that.
Maybe.
All right. There was this is years ago, this is the early 90s. I'm on my way back from work, and there's this restaurant. Used to be a Beefy King with like a drive-through on both sides in Altamont by 434 and 436, and it closed down and became a Chinese food place. Like, I don't know, Sunshine #1 Happy Chinese Food, something like that, right?
Right.
So I'm coming home, and this place was conveniently located like a couple blocks from my work. It was about to pour. It was almost 7. I wanted to get home in time to watch Jeopardy and eat some dinner. I said, you know what? I worked hard. I deserve some Chinese takeout. Well, this place kept one of the drive-thrus open. They remodeled it a little bit, put some seats inside, seats outside. As soon as I get to the thing, the speaker box around the back, there's nobody in line. There's nobody in the parking lot, so that should have been my first alarm.
Yeah.
And I roll down my window because it's starting to fucking pour, so I got the window, like, cracked open. And it's raining really hard now, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have the Sunshine Wonderful Happy Combination #1. And I hear, and I'm like, what do I want to drink? No, and I'm like, what do you say? I can't hear you. It's raining. There must be something wrong with the speaker out here. So I say, I'm going to pull around and I'm going to just run inside, okay? So I walk, park the truck, and I go running in the building there. And the lady at the counter goes, hi, may I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'll have the Sunshine Happy Wonderful Combination #1. By the way, I think you got something wrong with your speaker outside because I couldn't hear. And she goes, oh, no, speaker fine. She no speak English. And I'm thinking, all right, so you got somebody that don't speak English working the drive-thru. Okay, I'm at the right place. So I'm like, okay, again, I'll have the Sunshine Wonderful Happy Combination #1, please. And she said, what kind of soup? And I'm like, hot and sour. She goes, no, too hot for you. And I'm like, no, really, I like the hot, I like spicy. I'll have the hot and sour soup. She goes, it's too hot for you. You get wonton. I said, no, really. And I'm starting to get pissed off at this point. Really, I'll take the hot and sour soup. She goes, okay, but too hot for you. So she packages my shit up. I go running back through the rain to my truck. I get home 5 minutes down the road. Of course, it's no longer raining. The sun's out because that's fucking Florida for you. So I'm all wet. My bag, they put it in a giant, like, paper sack. Paper sack is something you used to get at the grocery stores, kids. You used to put your groceries in it instead of plastic pussy crap.
Brown bag.
Yeah, the brown bag. So the brown bag, so she's got my shit, and, you know, little pieces of cardboard to layer it so it doesn't seep through the bag, you know. So I get home.
It.
I'm just in time for Jeopardy. I turn on the TV. I set up the little TV stand. I get myself a beer. I open everything up. The bitch gave me egg drop.
Okay. I thought she was going to give you wonton, because...
No, but that would be a lot better if somebody would have laughed. Just anybody that was listening. So, all right. Never mind.
Okay.
I should have had the audience shit queued up.
Check, please.
Ford and Chevy can't make vehicles fast enough. They're closing down plants right now. They've already made vehicles without chips. That all they need is the chip. But now they got no room to keep making vehicles because they can't send them without the chip.
Well, yeah, you can only push a vehicle so far down the parking lot. It's time for them to retool. Well, actually, no. They should be retooling their shops anyway. So that's probably what... My grandfather worked for Ford, and they would have off like all of July, and because they had to retool the factory to make the next particular year car, you know, with the different fenders or different this and that and the other thing, and they had to update their equipment to go alongside with the new model year. So I was thinking maybe that's what they could do now, but no, it's kind of late.
Maybe they could find somebody in this country that can make the chips. And this way we wouldn't have to worry about a cargo ship stuck out in the middle of the ocean not being able to get through because of some bullshit CDC guideline.
Right. Yeah. Or stuck in the Suez Canal. And
yeah, because the ship is parked sideways in the fucking canal. Don't tell me that shit wasn't on purpose. Those guys do that shit all the time.
Yeah. We got the new guy out there.
You know how many guys it takes to pilot? You know how many guys it takes to park that diagonally like that in there? Normally it takes just one guy to pilot the ship, but in order to do that maneuver and block the whole thing, it takes 1 1/5.
1 1/5.
A fifth is a glass container you used to buy liquor in.
Yes.
Showing my age here. You used to get a fifth of rye. Or a fifth.
Yeah. A fifth of whiskey.
When was the last time you went out and bought a fifth of rye, Mike?
When was the last time I heard the word rye? Yeah. Yeah, we watch Bar Rescue, and they don't even mention Rye on Bar Rescue.
Mike, I figured out that the government is indeed watching our podcast, watching our video, listening to our podcast.
Well, good. They'll learn something finally.
The FTC is looking into the broken ice cream machines at McDonald's.
The Federal Trade Commission?
Yes.
Okay. Don't they have Amway distributors to bother?
This is according to thehill.com in the business section. They're saying this is real. Explain why I'm laughing so hard about this. Why is this funny if somebody's just now watching for the first time or listening for the first time?
McDonald's is notorious for not having their ice cream machine functioning or their shake machine functioning. And there used to be a thing that was just in the evening. You know, they want to get out early, so they clean the machine, say at like 7 o'clock or 7:30, and the